It's The Session. I'm your host, Michelle Nicole Charles, and today we have the little boss in the building. She does it all. She's an actress. She's an entrepreneur. She has her own wine line, her own fitness line. She's doing the thing. We got Tonya Renee Banks in the building. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
How you feeling today?
I am feeling great. It's hot though, but
Girl,
I'm feeling good.
Tell me about it. It is what it is. But let's talk about you. Let's get into it.
Okay.
So listen, superstar. I'm just like, yes. Okay, so you started your industry you started your craft in acting.
Yes.
First, correct?
Yes.
So you were featured in a couple of films, Bad Santa, Martin. You was on Martin.
Yes, I was on Martin. That was one of my first, where people noticed me and know who I was. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I started off, acting, doing stunts. And it just it went into dancing.
Okay.
I started doing drama. I did Radio City Rockettes, a tour. And just one thing led into another. I was doing impersonations. I was doing mini Tina Turner, mini Janet Jackson, mini Beyonce.
I saw the Beyonce video.
So, I love the entertainment field. I love, entertaining and putting smiles on people's faces. And I'm into I'm into fitness.
Okay.
So that's what made me come out with an activewear line, because it was kind of complicated, kind of hard to find an activewear line for little people as well as average size people. Mm-hmm. So my line fits both.
That's brilliant.
It's not like it's two different lines. It's one line, and my slogan is "Bosses come in all sizes." I
love that. Yes, and that's a fact. That's definitely a fact. So let's get back into. So you always wanted to be in camera. You always wanted it. Was that always your passion?
Yes, from the time I was a kid.
So when did that begin? How did that begin?
I guess my dad put it in my ear.
Okay, so is your parents in the industry?
No.
Okay.
Nope, and they both passed away. But my dad, he was like. He used to call me Bug. He was like, Bug, I could see you on TV. And it was that or be a horse jockey. And
interesting.
I tried riding a horse, and I was like, no, Daddy, I don't think that's the field. But the entertainment, it just kind of came natural.
Okay. In Little Women LA, you were one of the stars on the show. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, Tara and myself kind of put that together.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Put the show together?
Mm-hmm.
That was your idea?
Yeah.
Wow. And you pitched it and everything?
Yes.
That's amazing. Okay, boss.
Well, she actually pitched it, but it was a collaboration. It was supposed to be a joint situation.
Yes, I love that. So how is that going for you,
It's going well. We just finished up our 7th season. Looking forward to an 8th. But right now, I have my wine out. My red blend is called Tonya Renee. And I'm, pumping that up. So there you go. That's all.
Get a little shot right here of the wine.
Yeah, designed the bottle and everything. It was from beginning to end.
So how was the process of getting this done?
It was interesting. It was difficult. But I can say, doing the wine was so much easier than doing the activewear line.
Oh, I believe you.
Oh, girl.
What were the challenges that you faced with doing the activewear that made it so challenging?
Getting the right manufacturer, getting people meeting deadlines, not taking advantage, because I went in with both feet, not knowing anything about it. Mm-hmm. I just thought, okay, design, buy the stuff, pay them to put it together, and let's get. Nah, it took me literally 3 years to get it right.
Wow.
And it was a couple of times I wanted to even give up. I wanted to say, you know what, let me just count my losses. But I'm a type of person, I don't quit, and that's what I teach my daughter. And also I told, I was like, I have to be an example for her. And if I'm telling her, don't quit,
right,
I can't quit. I have to practice what I preach. So I, stuck through it. I'm glad I did.
Mm-hmm.
So now, so it's doing well. It's doing well. And now the wine was a little easier process. I went through some struggles and cried some tears. When they say it's a lot of hard work and tears, they not lying.
I believe it.
It's hard to be a boss. I'm sorry.
Man, it's real. And that's what the show's all about.
Yes.
I highlight self-made boss women like yourself. And, it's definitely a struggle. And I love for people to hear the struggle so they know,
Right.
listen, everyone's gone through it. And to keep going and don't give up on whatever it is that you're trying to.
Whatever you do, don't give up. It's going to take time. It's just like having a baby. It takes 9 months to have a baby. It takes time, and it's not easy, and it's a lot of logistics, paperwork and stuff that people don't even think. They just look at the finished product
right.
and be like, oh, I want to do that. I want to have my own wine, or I want to have my own activewear line, or I want to,
What is the one lesson that you learned from either one of your companies that stuck to you and that you would like to share with other people?
Do a lot of research first, because a lot of people, I came across people who were like, okay, they understood my vision. They were like, okay, I'm here to help you. I got you. And then it was like, that wasn't the issue. It's like, I'm like, okay, now you really acting brand new. And I'm a type of person, I don't like to pay and beg too.
Oh, no, that doesn't make sense.
Right. Like, if I'm paying you to do a job,
right.
or if I'm paying you for a service, then, and this is the contract, or this is what they said, stick to it.
Right.
So, and you have to read the fine lines, and you have to know what you want. You have to give yourself leeway and room for mistakes, because it's a lot of things that's going to pop up that you that I didn't even have any idea. And I was like, wait a minute. Oh, and then I even, when I was trademarking my Little Boss Body activewear, Hugo Boss was, petitioning my activewear. I had to pay for a lawyer to petition that, so it's like a lot of expenses and a lot of things pop up that, you don't have in your budget, or you don't foresee. So
why was Hugo Boss? Because of the name Boss that you're using?
Yes. And they can't own Boss.
Right.
And they're Hugo Boss.
Right.
I'm Little Boss.
Right.
And so I had to, make sure that the writing was a certain way. And it was, girl, I was like stressing. I'm like, really, little me? Why y'all coming after me? I mean, everybody know who Hugo Boss is.
Right.
Well,
I mean, the fact that you got their attention, you might be doing something. You know what I'm saying? You got big companies paying attention to you.
Hey, well, it cost me. It cost the sister, so.
But everything went through. Everything was good.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. So how much of an involvement did you have with creating the wine? Did you go to vineyards and select, how does that work?
Well, I was introduced to this particular winery, Longevity, and so he was sending me different, samples of wine, and I was like, and then he was like, well, I have this blend that I created, because I was telling him, I was like, okay, I started off liking sweet wine, Moscato and all the sweet brands.
Yeah.
But a lot of my friends don't like sweet wine. They like the dry, other wines. So I was like, well, I'm a middle child. I said, I need to bring something to the middle. So I was like, I need my wine to complement everyone's palate. So we was coming, we going back and forth, and then he was like, okay, well, this red blend, it's like 48% Merlot, 29% Syrah, and 23% of Zinfandel. And it has a kind of a high alcohol content. It's like 16.8. So, and I think that made the blend where it's not bitter or dry or too sweet, but a sweet drinker will like it.
Okay.
And a dry drinker will like it. So.
And where can we find your wine?
Right now online. You order it online off my website, www.TonyaReneeBanks.com. And also you can go to the Instagram, Tonya Renee Wines on IG. and you can order it. You can click the link and order it from there too.
That's awesome. So where did you get this inspiration to become an entrepreneur? Like, where did this come from?
Well, I think it's really in my DNA. Okay. You know, my last name is Banks.
Let them know.
My dad was an entrepreneur, and he was always, had his own business. He started off literally, had a bicycle shop. Then he had a record shop. And he had his own custodian company, maintenance company. And he's always like, I was a daddy's girl. So I was always with him. Like when he had the record shop, I was with him. Like when I got out of school, we was going to the places, to the wholesale places, getting the records. He was showing me how to, run the store and everything. And so it was just always, he kind of like programmed me.
That's awesome. I'm glad that rubbed off on you, because look at you now doing your own thing.
Thank you.
I love it. So besides getting the paperwork together, what was another challenge that you faced getting your businesses started or getting it together?
Well, I mean, you can't satisfy everybody. So you're going to have people critiquing and giving you some constructive criticism and just some criticism. And you have to, at the end of the day, I had to be satisfied, because at the end of the day, the Activewear line had my name on it and it represented me. So, and people like to put you on a timeline. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care how long it takes, but it has to be right when it gets out to my consumers.
Absolutely.
Because I want my consumers to be happy. I don't want a lot of returns and stuff like that. So, but it's and you're not going to satisfy everybody, but
yeah, no, you can't. You can't.
You be tired.
Yes. But so being a woman, being a Black woman, being a little person,
little Black woman,
yes. What challenges do you face? Because it's already tough being all of those things above.
Right.
So what challenges do you face?
Well, sometimes people don't want to take me serious.
Really?
I'm a person of I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And it's kind of hard to be upfront like that. And, it's like I expect everyone else to be like that. And, they want to play games or, don't take my size for my age because, or my wisdom because, I'm not trying to play with you guys right now.
No, yeah. Do you have like an example or a story that, you feel like women can relate to?
Some people, like sometimes I'll come across where people are talking to me like I'm a child. I'm like, I'm not 6 years old.
Really?
Okay. And be like talk kind of condescending or trying to get over, and I'm like, and sometimes I don't say nothing. I just let them, think that they're getting over, and I'm like, okay. But at the end of the day, I'm like, no. And then I'll move on. But it's just, it's hard, but I have tough skin. My mom raised me, I have two sisters. She raised all of us to be really strong, independent, and she gave us tough skin. Mm-hmm. I'm like, if we could survive her, we could survive the streets. That's pretty much how she was.
So she was like very stern when you were...
Very stern, strict, gave me responsibility at, even when I was in high school, she was like having me pay bills, write bills out, do the banking, do the grocery. She was like, you know what you like to eat, so here's the money, go grocery shop. And I'm like, and it's interesting because when I got older and when I moved out on my own, she went grocery shopping with me one time, and she was like, oh, baby, I didn't know you had to climb up in the freezer to get the... she's like, I never realized that, because she just looked at me as Tonya, her daughter. She didn't look at my height as a problem.
Right.
And she was like, oh, my God. And, and she never even gave me a stool. I never had a stool.
Really?
Growing up, I always climbed up on the cabinets and got what I wanted to get, or I would pull a chair to wash dishes or a chair to cook. And those were the only times I would use a chair. So I didn't get my first stool till I was 25. I was working at USC, And my supervisor, she told me to go in the supply book and order a stool so I could get to the file cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, well, what kind of stool you have at home? I said, I don't have no stool. She's like, you don't have a stool? I was like, no. She was like, how do you get around? Climb. I just did it, you know. And she was like, well, you get in there and you order 2 stools. You order one for your house. And then when I took the stool home, and I was like, oh, wow, this is so easy. I didn't even realize, you know, with the limitations or the, you know, advantage.
Right.
The advantage of having a stool. So, you know, now I got so many of them.
But shout out to your mom teaching you independence. My mom was kind of the same way too. Mm-hmm. Like, she used to be really strict on me, and she used to make me do everything myself.
Everything.
Like, I had a job at 15 years old.
I did too.
And as soon as I started working,
every summer.
She was like, pay for your own cell phone bill, pay for your own deodorant, pay for it. And it taught me independence. And at that time, I was so mad at her. I was like, yo, she's so mean.
Right.
You know, why can't she help me? And I'm so grateful for it because it prepared me for the world.
And that's how I did my daughter too. The things that my dad instilled in me and what my mom instilled in me, I instilled those things into my daughter. So she's gonna be all right.
She's gonna be ready. A1. She's gonna be a little boss too. Does your daughter want to do anything in entrepreneur field or she's into film?
She's into dancing. She has her master's in social work. So right now she works with children with autism.
Oh, that's amazing.
Everything that falls under that umbrella. She's a behavior therapist, but she's a dancer, and she wants to open up her own dance studio. So
yes. So, you know, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Hopefully a billionaire with a company where I'm helping other teenagers. I want to help the teenagers that middle age.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, what's your passion, your purpose?
Where they feel, because I know I had a rough time because you're too old for this but too young for that, and you know you're trying to figure out where
what
you fit.
What age group are you talking about? Which age range?
13, 11 through 16.
Okay.
You know, and I want, you know, we wasn't taught, you know, how to do finances. We're not, you know, those life skills. We wasn't taught how to figure out what your career, what do you like? Because that's what I did with my daughter. I when she was 2 and 3, I was like, you know, observing and trying to figure out what she liked, and she likes dancing. So I put her in dance classes, and she loves it. And I tell people all the time, I was like, figure out what your passion, figure out what you would do for free, and then go for it.
Right.
You know, now I just want to, you know, I helped her through those teen years, so I would like to help others because, like, all her teachers was like, oh, you need to clone her. You need to clone her. Okay, I need to help others.
I love that. I share the same passion as you as well, you know, to help, you know, young people find their purpose and figure out what it is that they want to do in life. Yeah. And, you know, that comes with trial and error.
Yeah, exactly.
That comes in trial and error. And if you could have somebody to come in and help you out to avoid certain experiences that you probably personally, that's great.
Even with the self-esteem, because when during those ages, you know, your whole body's changing. I had acne. I needed braces. You know, it was just all out of whack, you know, and you know, people ask, where did you build your confidence from? And it wasn't overnight. It took years. Like, I was building, each year I was building my confidence. And to be honest with you, I think it was actually when I had my daughter. When I had my daughter, I knew I had to be confident for her. You know, and I was going to prove the world, oh, I could raise my baby. I don't need nobody from my, you know. And I did. I was a single mom, and I raised her, you know. I mean, I had help. It takes a village.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I had friends and family and stuff. But for the most part, you know, it was her and I. So
that's what made you build your confidence for your daughter. Okay.
Exactly.
So you were like, okay, I need to be strong. I need to be on it because I'm setting an example for her.
Right. You know, and setting an example, I needed to have her respect. So it's like I have to make sure that people respect me. So, because I set the tone.
Right.
And same with her. She sets the tone with her friends.
Right. So do you have so how do you set the tone? Give me an example.
Well, people say I set the tone the way I walk in the room. They were like, the way you walk, Tonya, you look like you about to beat somebody up. I'm like, no, I just walk up, because I'm so short, you want to walk tall.
That's that confidence.
But, you just, like I say what I mean what I say. And if I see, you trying to play games with me, I'm going to stop it, or I'm just going to bounce. I'm just going to
Yeah, I noticed that when you're on the show.
Yeah, girl.
I was like, ooh, she is bold. You ain't scared of nobody. You tell her how it is. You are real.
And sometimes, a lot of times I'll just leave because I know I have a tendency. I'll go from 0 to 100. I don't have no middle ground, even though I'm a middle child, but I don't have middle ground when it comes to that. And a lot of times I'll say things that could be so ugly where I won't be able to recover from it.
Right.
So a lot of times, even on the show, or if I'm really upset about something, I'll just leave and, get my thoughts together and, try to choose my words so I could explain to the other person, where the disagreement or the problem is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's smart. That's good. Yeah, you always got to retract. And take a breather.
Yeah, breathe, count, whatever.
Yeah,
do whatever.
Do what you got to
do. Do some prayer, Jesus, take the wheel. Do this, fix it.
So how's the experience, working on a reality show?
It's interesting. I've been in entertainment since I was 19, so, it wasn't really new to me, but it was at a higher level because now I'm on a show that, people see you every week and they feel like they're your friends, like they know you, so, because a lot of people are like, Tonya, and I'm like, do I know you? And they were like, no, I just feel like I know you from the show. I'm like, oh, okay, hi, how you doing? So, but, you really can't have too much personal space, and you just have to be prepared for that. But I knew what I was signing up for, and you just have to have an open book. It goes back to saying what you feel and say what you mean what you say. Don't be lying because you're going to get caught up. It's going to be on film, so you just have to be true to yourself and true to the audience.
So it's easy for you to be true to yourself on the show?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because I tell people right now, you know what? I forget everything. So it's like I can't tell a lie because it's hard for me to remember the truth, let alone a lie. So I'm just going to tell it like it is. And, I'm a grown-ass woman. So it's not like somebody going to whoop my butt.
Right.
Or, ain't nobody going to, they ain't paying my bills. So,
okay. That's my favorite line to say. I'm like, you ain't paying my bills.
And I ain't getting no whooping or nothing, so I'm like, let the truth set you free,
Absolutely. What is the most thing that you're proud of?
The most thing I'm proud of, well, this one is my daughter, how she's grown to be independent and strong, and I feel like she's like a mini me of me, and she, she represents me very well. And two, that the show, I'm able to educate our viewers. And a lot of people let me know, they approach me and they'll say, you really inspired me, even though with the cards you've been dealt with, you've conquered that and you've overcame. And, and I tell people all the time, everybody, whatever cards you're getting dealt with, it's going to be a trump card in there somewhere. And you just use that trump card to win.
Right.
And you just use your best asset or whatever area that you're strong, because everybody's strong in some area. You use that, to conquer, whatever goals you're trying to. And
how do you think people could find out what they're strong at or what their gift is? Because, there's a lot of people walking around not knowing,
But people will tell you.
That's facts.
People will tell you, they'll be like, girl, you're so talented, or you do this so well, or you should be a counselor, or you should be this, or have you thought about being a stylist because you know how to work, or interior design, anything, doctor. People will tell you.
And they should, just be aware and listen to it and actually do something about it to see if they like it, right?
And that's why I told my daughter, I was like, well, what would you do for free? And she's like, well, I love kids. I love working with kids. I love dancing. Okay. Well, that's what you do then.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think there's a lot of people that know that they're good at certain things, but they're afraid to do something about it.
Mm-hmm. And you can't be afraid. You can't. Fear is the enemy of faith. So you have to, I don't use the word try. I'm a try to do this. I'm a try. No. I was told, don't have that in your vocabulary. Don't have not. Don't say no, no, you can't. It's all, you have to have positive energy.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you get what you put out. You know what I'm saying? It's like a boomerang effect.
Exactly.
If you put out positive vibes, you're going to get positive vibes. Stuff happens. It's life.
Yep.
The
seeds, they say the seeds that you sow, that's the harvest you're going to get.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's next for you?
Well, I'm going to be doing a play called Roxy.
Yes. Okay. Wait, are you doing are you writing it, or you're just going to be an actress? Cast member?
I'm just going to be a cast member. So, and we're working. I was written into the play. Tasha Biltmore, she's the writer, producer, director, and she saw me on the show, and she was like, girl, I got a role for you. I wrote this part just for you.
Yes.
I was like, okay. And when I read the script, I was like, oh, yes, I like this. I could do this. So look out for that.
Yeah. So is it going to be like a tour, or is it just...
She's going to have some dates out here. It's not going to probably start until next year.
Okay.
Beginning of next year. And then I believe she's got dates in New York and dates in Detroit.
That's awesome.
And then we'll see if it's in high demand.
Hey, let's pray for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with that.
Putting it out there.
That's amazing that you're still pursuing everything that you want to do. It doesn't matter. Nothing's stopping you. You're like, all right, cool. I'm going to get back into the acting world. I'm going to get back into this. I'm going to do that.
Right. And
unstoppable.
I want to go back. When I get a little time, I want to become a personal trainer. I want to get certified.
I saw your vlog that you did and a couple of exercises and stuff, and I can tell you're passionate about it. So where did that passion stem from for exercising?
Well, years ago, when I talked to older people, elderly people, senior citizens or whatever, they'd be like, girl, and I would complain about whatever. They'd be like, girl, your health, as long as you have your health, you all right. You ain't got no problems. And, and I was like, yeah, but I need some more money, or I need this, or, But then I had to have 3 back surgeries.
Oh, wow.
And when you're down on your back and you can't take care of yourself and you got other people that have to do things for you, I was like, oh, if I get back to health, I am not going to take advantage of it. I'm going to pursue it and try to stay healthy.
What happened with your back?
I had, working, I had pulled something in my neck. I was doing costume work. And then my lower back, it was just from, I don't know if it from doing a stunt or whatever. I don't know. It's just I had to have literally 3 back surgeries a year apart.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still doing stunt work?
No, but I want to.
Okay.
I want to do an action-packed film where I'm doing my own stunts.
All right. How does that work? That's scary.
That's fun.
You a G, because I'm not flipping. I ain't doing no action, nothing. Okay?
Girl, that is so. It's so fun. I was a tomboy growing up too, so I'm so daredevil.
Nah, yeah, that's not for me. That's gangster though. Like I'm like, hell no.
I mean, they have protection. I mean, sometimes accidents happen, but I won't be doing that much of a stunt. But I want to do my own stunts. I want to be that bad, like with Proud Mary when Taraji played Proud Mary. I want to be that bitch.
Okay, yes, I love it. So, you got a lot going on. You're doing your play, you're doing your activewear, you're doing your line. When do you have you time?
Well, I squeeze it in. Like, I'm going to Jamaica. That's going to be my time.
Yes. Isn't that important, though, to have self-care?
You have to. And I do. I get the massages and stuff. I have to. I love bubble baths. Everybody, all the girls on the show know I am the bubble bath queen. With the Epsom salt and the candles and my wine and my music and just chill.
Yes, you set the whole vibe. That's amazing. That is amazing. Well, I'm so happy that you have all these things going on. I'm looking forward to seeing your play. I'm looking forward to seeing your business pop, both of them, your athletic line, your wine line, all that stuff. And is there going to be another season of Little Women LA?
We're hoping. I mean, I plan on it, Ben, so, I mean, we haven't gotten the official word,
light, yeah.
But, girl.
You already know.
I think if they don't come back with season 8, it's going to be a war.
Ooh, okay. With who? With the cast members?
No, with the audience. I mean, because, I get a lot of, feedback, positive feedback on how the show has helped other people with their confidence and, dealing with their issues or whatever challenges that they're going through. So
yes. So once again, where can we find your fashion line? Where can we find your wine?
Well, you can go to my website. In fact, you can subscribe to my website, which is www.Tonya, Tonya, Renee, Renee, Banks, Banks.com. You can subscribe, and you will get alerts and notifications of everything I'm doing, where I'm going to be. September 2nd, I'm doing another wine launch. So it's going to be big.
Yes.
So come out. It's called a blackout. So everybody wear their sexy black outfits, So
yes.
The men, the women, we all got that cute black dress,
absolutely.
Right?
You got to. That's a classic piece.
That's it. Make you look slim and trim and sexy.
There's one more question that I forgot to ask you, and I asked all my guests. Give me one tip or advice for young women who aspire to be an entrepreneur or to be in the film industry.
Well, you can't rush it. Like I said, I've been in the entertainment field for a long time. I did start on the back end. When I actually first got into the industry, I did stand-in work. I did double in for children, and which was great because I was on the set, and instead of going to school for acting, I was getting paid because I was learning all the dialect, the terminologies and the different, how they operate, the 12-hour, work days, I learned everything, the lighting, the directing, the producing, the script supervisor. You learn everything, and then I got an agent later. But, with social media now, they picking up people off of social media every day. So, showcase your talent. Whether if it's producing, singing, dancing, whatever your talent is, YouTube is the place.
All right. So there you have it. Don't be shy. Show your gifts. Show your talents.
And don't give up.
And don't give up. That's important. That's the key. Consistency.
Yes. Keep
going.
Yes.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on It's the Session. And make sure you guys follow It's the Session at its_the session. Feel free to follow me too as well. Michelle Nicole, MICHE 11ENICOLE. Catch you guys next time.
Bye.
a rapperoni.